I'm Teresa Anderson. I teach first grade here at Heart of the Lakes Elementary. And Mrs. Carrie Yates asked me to talk a little bit about collaborative writing at the first grade level. And something my students have been working on a Thanksgiving piece these last couple of weeks. It does take some time to do interactive writing, but they really do enjoy it. And it's a time when our whole class comes together to work on a writing piece together. Sometimes it's a thank you note, sometimes it's a letter, a how-to book. Right now we're working on a how-to book to hang up down at the bathrooms, how to wash your hands. And so it makes for authentic writing when they know it's going to be hung up somewhere where people are going to be reading it and looking at their things. And they knew that this was going to be right at the entrance of this building, so they were excited about hanging it up and excited about their piece. We like interactive writing time because it's a time to teach skills to the students as a whole group, and then hoping that they will apply it to their own writing later when they write individually. Or we hope that they'll start learning the skill we're teaching, and later on they'll be ready to apply it to their own writing. With this Thanksgiving piece, we worked on summarizing, and we read many Thanksgiving books and took out the important pieces of the books that we thought our readers, our audience would like to hear about, and we decided to put them on each page of this mural, the important pieces. Without an art teacher in the building, it is a nice way to tie in art with their writing. We did have to, and it also ties in collaboration. We did have to talk about like sizes of people. The people in the front need to be bigger than the ones in the background. And so the students had nice discussions about that, about how that all should work. And they just are amazingly creative, as you can see, with what they can do when you just give them the paper. It's fun to teach something like this. The students are so excited. The parents tell me they talk about it at home, and they come to school the next day saying, when are we going to work on this? So it's fun to teach when they're excited about their work.
Thanks.
Our class has been learning about the first Thanksgiving. Our class has been reading a lot of books about Thanksgiving. We've been doing a lot of writing about Thanksgiving. We wrote this project during the workshop. My name is Jake, and this is our project.
What did you make, Jake?
I made that person, and I drew the ship.
Okay.
It was fun to make the ship. My name is Jackson, and our group made the ship.
What's it called?
The Mayflower. My name is Dylan. This is England, where they first started. My name is Mason, and this is where they landed 66 days later. My name is Kim. I made some of the babies.
Why did you make babies?
Because they were in the Mayflower. My name is Elijah, and I learned that there was lots of people in the Mayflower, and there was men, women, and babies, and well, the common house is where all the pilgrims lived. This is her mother, and these are her pilgrim babies. I made this girl pilgrim, and she's getting berries from the bush. It was fun making the house with real straw, and I made this person. I made them, and then I made that with a kitty in the window, and it was fun making the house. I made the fish and Squanto is putting it into the hole. Squanto is planting a fish right here. Turkey. Well, I made the turkey, but somebody's still working on it. I made the pumpkin and the turkey and the girl. I made the fish because I made fish for Thanksgiving. This is the one I made. Somebody else made this part and the hair, but I made this one. And the Samson got some real feathers, and I did the rest. I made the clothes and the orange. This is Mrs. Anderson's class. This is the story of the first Thanksgiving. The 102 pilgrims left England in 1620. They wanted to make their own room. They landed 66 days later. It took 66 days to reach America. They built a common house. It was a cold winter. There wasn't a lot of food. Some pilgrims died. The pilgrims to land for music fish. The Indians were friends of the pilgrims. The pilgrims were thankful for their first harvest. About 90 Indians came. It lasted for 3 days.